Hello and welcome back, everybody. You will remember me from second year. My name's Walid Al-Nuaimy, and I will be taking you through ELEC352, Engineering Management and Entrepreneurial Skills. So this is a less technical module that's very different from all the other subjects that you'll be taking, but it's a very important set of skills that you will need in your future careers. All our students, all our graduates, all our placement students have told us how much employers appreciate these management skills that students pick up at Liverpool. So it's something that will come across at any interview and you'll need in your future careers. So the content of the module is not technical, but it is nevertheless challenging. So there's a lot of work to do. It isn't easy. There are lots of deadlines, lots of components, but it's easy to do well in this module. So students consistently do very well. No student has ever failed this module. All you need to do to fail this module is to not submit your work. Okay, so I'm going to take you through briefly what's involved, what the components are, what kind of things we're going to cover, and what's expected of you. Okay, so you can see from this little graphic that there are three main streams. We have lectures. These are pre-recorded lectures that I'll be delivering. So every other week, I'll deliver a set of lectures. So it'll probably be 2 lectures back to back, lasting around an hour and a half. So every 2 weeks, you'll have these available online. You'll also have workshops. Now, these workshops are where you will be working together in groups, on a project. So these workshops result in coursework submission or tasks. There are 3 of them worth 15% each. So 45% of your marks come from this group work. You also have 2 class tests worth 15 and 20%, and a number of smaller tasks. These are delivered and assessed by our colleagues in careers and employability. So Charlotte Ford will be giving you a number of sessions with associated coursework for that. So together, that makes this module. There's no final exam. It's all assessed by coursework. So by January, you should have the assessment complete for this module. So I'll take you through briefly what this is about. So our first lecture, this will be online this week during week 1. And we'll just talk about project planning. We'll introduce the module and we'll talk about project planning. Okay, so that'll be an hour's worth. Then, not the following week, the week after that, in week 3, I'll give 2 back-to-back lectures and we'll talk about work breakdown structure, project scheduling, and network diagrams. So it's all about scheduling tasks. Then the next set of lectures concentrate on risk and risk management. And after that, there's a lot of material where we'll be looking at costing. So these are the main elements of project management: planning, scheduling, risk, and cost. Planning, scheduling, risk, and cost. Now, each of these components will have an associated task. So the first task, you'll be assigned a role in a fictional project. So you're going to be constructing and managing a fictional dinosaur park on an island in the Pacific. So that's the brief. There'll be a handbook. You need to read through the handbook to understand that. You'll be working in groups. You'll need to assign yourself into groups. You'll be doing some SMART and SWOT analysis. And every team needs to submit the task. So even though you're working as a group, you need each to submit your own coursework. So this is the briefing sheet that you'll find on online, and you each need to complete it. So all members of the group will have identical submissions, and that's fine, but you each need to submit. And I'll go through more details about this in the lecture. Okay, so let's go back. The second task, that is about scheduling. So all this talk about network diagrams, work breakdown structure, critical paths, scheduling, Slack, all of that, that's covered in task 2. So it's a more substantial task. There's quite a lot involved. There's 2 parts, part A and part B, but it's treated as one task with a single deadline. Again, you'll be working in groups and submitting your work online. And the final task later in the semester is involved with risk management and costing. So the latter set of lectures 6 onwards, talk about risk management and costing. So again, task 3 will have an A and a B component, but they're treated as one deadline later in the semester. I'll give you the schedule of submissions later. Okay, so that brings us to your class tests. You're going to have an online open book class test. This will be around week 6. I'll give you the exact date. It'll be worth 15% of the module. It'll be timed. So there's a fixed time when you all need to take the test, and you all have the same amount of time unless you're awarded extra time. It's open book, so you're welcome to consult any part of the course material you like, and it's marked by computer. Okay, so that's one thing you need to start preparing for. Let me quickly take you through to the second class test. The second class test is worth 20% because it covers all the material. So it'll be right at the end of the semester, and it'll cover all the material. So it'll cover the material covered in the first class test, plus the remaining material, risk and cost. So that's worth 20%. Again, it's open book, timed test, online, marked by computer. So that's the parts of the module that I'll be delivering. Now, the careers and employability, Charlotte Ford will be delivering some other components. So this first component, the SMART objectives, I'll actually be delivering that. And it's 5%, the easiest 5% in your whole study program. It's the easiest 5%. All you need to do is state the SMART objective for your final year project. I'll give you more details about that. It's peer assessed. That means you'll be marking each other's work, but you need to take this marking seriously. Okay, so to get that 5%, you need to earn it in 2 ways. Number 1, by writing your SMART objectives. Number 2, by assessing other people's SMART objectives. Okay, another thing you'll be doing is preparing a video interview. Okay, so whether you're considering postgraduate studies, or whether you'll be applying for a job after your degree here, this video interview will be a pre-recorded talk by Charlotte Ford, preparing you for this. Then there'll be some training on using some software, and then you'll be given 4 questions. They're customized or partially customized, and then you record your answers to these. So it's worth 5%, but it's self-assessed. So you assess your own video performance. So you carry out the interview, then we give you a criteria checklist, and you assess your own performance. So you can give yourself 0 out of 5, 1, 2, 3, or 5 out of 5, depending on how you performed against that checklist. So hopefully you'll find that a useful exercise. The next exercise is a commercial awareness exercise. So this is a digital storytelling exercise. So there's a little talk, and then there's a task. And the task is to produce a very short 3-minute video as a group. So in your project groups, describing how your project improved your commercial awareness. It's really easy. So you're going to be given a little talk, then a brief, and then you present your 3-minute video. And then Charlotte from Careers and Employability, she will assess you based on a criteria checklist, and it's worth 10%. So it's potentially a really easy 10% for you to earn. And hopefully you'll find that useful. Final 2 components are simply pass or fail. That means they're not worth anything, but if you don't do them, you fail the module. So one is just completing a questionnaire. It's a resilience questionnaire. I don't need to see the results of the questionnaire. I simply need you to demonstrate that you've engaged with it and completed it. And the final component is a skills audit. So again, you need to complete a very brief portfolio reflecting on your own skills, and it's pass or fail. So if you do it, you pass. If you don't do it, you fail. So there's no mark associated with it. And hopefully all of these shouldn't take too much time. So together, all of these components, all of these tasks are somehow related. So all of those in blue are related in one way, and all of those purple tasks are related in another way. And some of them relate to things like your final year project, your ELEC352 project, and some of them are related to your future studies or future employment. So all of them together contribute to this engineering management and entrepreneurial skills, that portfolio of skills highly prized by employers. So hopefully, if you engage with this module, not only will you do well, you'll get grades that can lift your average, but also it should hopefully make you a better engineer and a more employable engineer. So that's my brief overview of this module. I will be here to support you throughout, and I'll do what I can to make this as enjoyable and as relevant an experience for all of you.